There's a lot going on this time of year at the Idaho State House. Committee meetings, bill proposals, and key debates that could shape Idaho's future. I'm James Dawson, state government reporter for Boise State Public Radio, and I spend my days from January to April sorting through the action at the legislature so you don't have to. Sign up for my weekly newsletter, Legislative Roundup, and you'll get each week's biggest news and developments from the session delivered straight to your inbox every Monday morning. Sign up for Legislative Roundup at our website, boisestatepublicradio.org.
More Idaho Matters from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. Halfway across the world in New Delhi, India, two brothers have made it their mission to protect a bird known as the Black Kite. Now, the bird of prey is vital to New Delhi's environment, but more and more often they've been dropping from the sky. It was this phenomenon that led to the Academy Award-nominated documentary All That Breathes, which is being shown by the Peregrine Fund at the Egyptian Theater in Boise next week. So joining us now to talk more about the film are its stars Nadeem Shahzad and Mohammed Sueed, as well as Jessica Schlarbaum. She is the Public Information Officer with the Peregrine Fund. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
We are so happy to have you. Let me start with you, Nadeem. How did you first start helping these birds?
So the story goes way back when we were like school-going kids. And whenever we used to find a bird which needs some help, we used to take it to a close by bird hospital. And one day we found a black kite, and we took it to the same hospital and said that the bird is carnivore and they cannot treat a carnivore bird. So we have to put it back on the same spot where we used to find, where we have found that bird. And over the years, we used to see a lot of kites injured on the roadside, but since we know that we cannot help them, we used to ignore them. And in the year 2003, when again we saw that a black kite, injured black kite, and we almost ignored it, but there's something happened. Like we thought that why don't we take the bird to our home and call a veterinarian and get it fixed? And so after a few days, we found another one. And after a few days, another one and another one. So we have to build an enclosure on the rooftop of our house so we can accommodate them. And we had no roof over it. So the bird, which is good to fly, can self-release itself and they can fly out of it.
So Mohammed, talk to us about why black kites are literally falling from the sky.
We have people there. They fly paper kites, and paper kites are connected with the sharp thread. It used to cut the kite to another person. So when the bird
when the bird flies into
a thread, then it get a big injury on its body, mainly on its wing. Then they fall from the sky. And the other thing is that there's a pollution is very
high in
high
Delhi. It's
in Delhi.
AQ, we have average air quality index more than 300, sometimes even more than 1,000. It's all depend on the time of the year. And that also cause some issues. We have the biggest issue is paper kite flying and the thread which is used in paper kite flying. That give us 1,500 cases every year.
Oh my goodness!
It's
so
only
how
for
important
black kites at our center, not.
Yes, that is 1,500 black kites. So we also treat other birds of prey as well. So we have those injuries we can see in different species as well.
So how essential are black kites to the ecosystem in the New Delhi area?
So we have a big garbage management issue. The garbage is not well taken care of. And so it literally will see a lot of garbage everywhere. And also we have a new export policy where India is one of the biggest exporter of meat in the world, and the slaughterhouses, whenever they process their meat, they just dump the undesired part of animal in an open dump. So these birds are scavengers. They come and they eat the meat. So
Mm.
they are kind of like cleaning up the crew. We call them like unpaid sanitation workers, and they take care of like all open garbage dump sites we have in Delhi. And apart from like human angle to it, there's another like they are one of the top predators in the sky, and they help in controlling rodents and other animals as well.
Mm. Well, I'm curious what it was like when the two of you were approached about making this documentary, because the documentary shows the two of you, your brothers, as you talked about in the beginning of our conversation, that you took these birds in, you cared for them. So the documentary follows this. What was that process like?
It was they contact us. Actually, they heard about our work in Cambridge University in UK, and when they were back in Delhi, they Google us and they met us on the New Year's Eve of 2018, and then on from January 2019 they start shooting the film, and they like used to be in our facility. That is our home, and facility is just the same thing. And
Mm.
whenever they like come for a shoot, they stayed us for like 8, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week for 3 years. So
Oh my
basically,
goodness.
this like it was like finally they become a part of our family. So just imagine like someone comes at your office, turn on a camera, put in a recording mode, put a mic to you, and whatever you do, whatever you say, they keep on documenting for like 3 years. So sometimes like we like go crazy, and we even have like developed sign language whenever Saud and I talk to like something which we don't want them to hear. We like used to
uh,
talk in sign language, or sometimes like we are sitting next to each other and we text each other, so we don't have to
that's
like
funny.
tell the third person that what we are talking about. And that like
Everything,
this
right?
is the house is in just in the office and house the same thing. So sometimes when we walk into our personal spaces, like our room where our wife is there or our kids are there, so we have to like whenever we walk in, like I tell my wife in a sign language that I am mic'd. So whatever you say, just keep that in mind that you can't just say anything.
And in the end,
I,
I used to just take out the lapel and I just turn off the lapel.
there you go. Yeah. Jessica, let me bring you into the conversation. The Peregrine Fund will be hosting a really special showing of this documentary, All That Breathes. Why was it important to the fund to share this story?
Yeah, so we met Nadeem and Saud when they visited us in Boise late last year. And for those who don't know, the Peregrine Fund is a nonprofit with headquarters in Boise, working to conserve birds of prey and their habitats around the world. So the threats that wildlife rescue is seeing in Delhi to raptors are threats that we're addressing globally. So we really connected with their mission. Um, and the threats that are shown in the film, again, are threats that we're addressing worldwide. And we really strongly feel that connecting people to these issues is very important in advancing raptor conservation. So we appreciated the awareness that this film brings to raptor conservation.
And Jessica, there's going to be a Q&A after the film. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're really excited to be hosting Nadeem and Saud, as well as the Peregrine Fund's CEO and President, Chris Parrish, and our Executive Vice President of Science and Conservation, Dr. Chris McClure, to answer some questions after the film. So we'll get to hear from Nadeem and Saud about updates from wildlife rescue and get to talk to the Peregrine Fund about some more information about projects around the world.
And Jessica, where can people go if they're interested in tickets?
Tickets can be found on the Egyptian Theater's website, which is egyptiantheater.net. The event will be on Tuesday, February 25th at 6 p.m. at the Egyptian Theater in Boise.
Well, I want to thank all three of you for coming in and talking with us today. We've been speaking with brothers Nadim Shad and Mohammed Saud, as well as Jessica Schlarbaum. She is the Public Information Officer with the Peregrine Fund, talking about the documentary All That Breathes, which the Peregrine Fund is hosting a special showing of at Boise's Egyptian Theater on February 25th. You've been listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. I'm Gemma Gaudet.
Whether Boise State Public Radio brings a smile to your day, some inspiration, or a greater connection to Idaho and the world, we're proud to be here with you. Federal funding, about $1.60 per person annually, helps keep these trusted services strong and accessible to everyone in our community. Learn how you can safeguard local public media stations like ours by visiting protectmypublicmedia.org.